Heyo, it's me by myself today. This is about the fourth time I've done this intro because I keep screwing it up. So welcome. I'm Michael. The other Michael is behind the camera today. He does not have a microphone, so if he wants to be heard, he's going to have to shout. Hopefully, you won't be able to hear this beautiful fountain behind me either. Um, we love this fountain. It makes such beautiful noise on our porch. So this is our back porch where we're at today. This is a full shade, minus the sunshine that's glinting on my face, which hopefully is giving me a golden hour glow. But we have a beautiful wisteria canopy overhead. It blocks most of the sunlight. We've got our great big maple trees out there as well. So I thought today, I wasn't going to film this, but I thought, a lot of people probably garden in the shade. So let's show a shade container and what we're going to do for it today. So I've got 4 plants that are going to go in this beautiful green container. It's going to go right by our fountain. So these are primarily water-loving plants as well. Starting to lose my voice because we've been filming all day. So apologies for that. But you can see here, we've got all of our hostas laid out. And that's what I love in the shade is a beautiful hosta. So we are going to do a hosta in this container. This is Miss America. I love the variegation on this. It has a beautiful, beautiful white. This is not yellow. This is not really even, well, it might be a little creamy white, but it's pretty much white. So this is a beautiful one. Michael picked this out. Um, I was going through the Hosta house at Thomas Hollow Nursery in our area, and he had to work. So I was messaging him, hey, what do you think about this one? Hey, pick one of these 3. And of course, he went for Miss America. So really good choice there. I think that's going to be really great. And this, I have another one here that's also a water lover and a shade tolerant plant. This is Lirope, Lirope, Lirope. I don't know. Google says Lirope, I think. This is called Silver Dragon. And I have 2 of these here. I haven't decided which one I'm going to use. I'm probably going to use the one that's not growing out of the pot. So this one I'll probably use in the landscape because it's ready to spread. It does spread. It is a perennial. You can, and I will pop both of these out and put them in one of our shade areas in the garden when we're done. And I love this grass. It's so beautiful white, like a true white. And again, not a creamy white, not a yellow. It is a true white. So if you want something in a darker space in your garden, this is a great one to do. We do have it lining our um, uh, fountain garden, our large 4-tier fountain. We do have it lining that as well, and it will spread. 100%, it will spread. You can already see here, it's coming through the pot. It will spread on you, so be careful. But it's really easy to split. It's really easy to dig up if you want to dig those little suckers up and put them somewhere else. You get free plants. Another one, always a go-to for a shade area, is a fern. This is an ostrich fern. I loved the texture of this. It's just very soft. I'm not a fern person. Y'all, I hate ferns. Hate's a strong word, but I really don't like ferns. Especially Boston ferns. I love you people that use them. Love you to death. You're wonderful people. I get so tired of them. I'm not going to lie. Now, that said, in mass, hanging on porches, they're gorgeous. But they're just not. They're not for me. So I did love this ostrich fern. This is going to give us some height in this container as well, and a different shade of green. I wanted a little color. Look at this. I don't even know if you can see the beauty in this. This has an iridescence to it that is just incredible. This is called Spirit of Mayotte. I'm going to put that on the screen so you can say it for yourself. But this also came from Thomas Hollow Nursery. If you're in our area, please go see them. They're amazing people, and they have amazing plants like this. But it has such a beautiful iridescence. We'll try to get a photo of this out in the sun because it's just incredible. But I think this will give us the splash of color that we need. This is exactly where this container is going to go. I needed a little bit of green to go with our blue. We've got all this green and blue here, so I wanted to tie that in with our container. And then we've got all the colors that we need to kind of offset this as well. It will be moved back just a little bit. It was up on top of me because I was sitting right here, so I had to move it forward. But I'm going to plant these in. Now, this soil is from last year. I did not change it out. The reason is because none of these plants are going to bloom. They're not going to need a tremendous amount of energy to kind of grow and develop what they need to develop. They're going to all be foliar. The begonia might need a little bit more because of the color, but in general, they're not going to need a ton. So I recharged it with some biotone. I took out any root balls that were too big that would inhibit the growth of the roots. I lifted it and tilled it up with my trowel, and it's just lofty and beautiful. So it's going to be just fine. That biotone in there, I got it all the way to the bottom, all the way through, so it'll recharge the soil just fine. So I won't have to replace it. A little bit of money savings is a good thing. So let me get these in, and I'll show you what they're going to look like. Runners already. You could 100% split this. This is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants. So you can cut it right down in between each one and make it its own if you wanted to. But I think for this, we're just going to leave it together for now. Let me know in the comments, what do you garden in the shade with? I would love to know because I'm always looking for good shade plants. I love this. I totally love this. Michael's doing this in the back. He loves it too. So this is what we've ended up with. Couldn't be happier with this. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. Um, the only thing I have to be careful of, and if you do an arrangement like this, water hungry, water hungry, water hungry, not so water hungry. So we're going to be a little bit more careful on what we give this plant. Now you could 100% plant that in its pot inside this container. If you're not comfortable with watering and you feel like you're going to mess it up, go ahead and do it that way. That way you can give it the water that it needs and it will be separated out from everything else so it won't get a ton of water like everything else. Now that said, this container, if it starts to rain a lot this season, we had this happen last year. I didn't think of it ahead of time. It rained and rained and rained. I did not pull my containers out. We still get rain right here, even though it's covered with the wisteria, and it rotted out so many of my plants. So if you get a ton of rain in the spring like we do, and we're going to watch this pot very carefully, we will pull these off into a covered area and let them continue to dry out, or we'll pop them out into the sun for a little while too. That can help dry out some of that water. So you got to be really careful. We do have this on pot feed as well. I know they don't match, but Michael loves them, so we're going to keep them. That way it gets good drainage through the bottom as well. So I think that's it for this one. I'm in love with this. Again, what shade plants do you use? I'd really love to know if there are others out there. I know these seem to be our main shade plants, right? We love them. I love them. I love gardening in the shade, but I'd love to have some more options. So I'm happy to hear what those are. Let us know as well if you love this container as much as we do. Thanks so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. We really appreciate your subscriptions. We're up to, I think, 550 at this point. So we really appreciate you helping our channel grow. So thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.